How did your day start today? This morning, I love when animals make special appearances for us and just give us messages or a sign that we need for our day. So this morning, I always make my coffee and I go outside with my dogs and I just either stand or sit on my deck. This morning, I was just standing there just embracing nature. The birds singing, that the air was a little cooler this morning. So just taking some deep breaths and looking at the clouds. And this huge blue heron flew like over my head. I looked up. I wish I had had my phone with me because I would have taken a picture. Just beautiful, huge bird. And then a few minutes later, I'm still standing there and this hummingbird came and flew right near my face. It was probably a foot away from me, and it just fluttered around for probably about 30 seconds and then flew away. And there was no plants around or flowers or anything on my deck for it to be brought there. So I knew that it was a sign. So I always Google those things just to get the messages. There's some very knowledgeable people when it comes to animals and the meanings and the signs, but also knowing what is going on, the things I'm working on right now with myself, it really helped to inspire me and confirm that some of the changes I'm making, some of the things that I'm releasing, I'm on the right path. Good morning, Steve. How are you today? So today's cards are really about us embracing our sensitivity and really connecting with our hearts, which is a great time for us to create a self-care routine. So the first card comes from my Crazy Sexy Love Note stack, and it says, be gentle with yourself. It says, take your foot off the gas and don't push yourself so hard. If you need to rest, then take a break. The world won't fall apart if you nap. Renew, dear one. You are a treasure, so be gentle with yourself. And this is such an important reminder for us. Oh, good morning, Bilal. How are you today? Um, so this is an important reminder for us to be gentle with ourselves. We don't have to push ourselves and accomplish everything in one time. This is about allowing that flow to happen and trusting in the universe and the divine that things will happen when they're supposed to. And we just need to remain true to who we are and recognize when our body tells us we need things. The other card that came out with this one in my Crazy Sexy Love Note stack. Oh, good morning, Amanda. How are you today? Is about embracing your sensitivity. And I believe this one, just trying to get it. So there we go, so that you can see it. This one came up earlier this week as well. So it says, your sensitivity is the sacred gateway to your intuition. It's that special receptive radar that picks up energy and signals. In fact, your sensitivity is one of your greatest assets and the key to your survival. The more you connect with it, the more miracles and synchronicities you'll attract. Um, this is so important for us because so many of us are taught from a young age that it's not okay to be sensitive. Um, I was always a very, very sensitive child. So I learned that when things triggered me, I would just shut down because I was never shown or taught or allowed to express emotions unless it was happiness. Um, Good morning, Manon. How are you today? So, how many of you have experienced that in your life? So then when we look at being sensitive, we look at it as a negative or a bad character trait when actually it is a huge gift that we need to embrace. And that's why you see a lot of people out there who might project anger and fear and just showing their pain and their emotions in certain ways because maybe some of them too haven't been able to embrace their sensitivity. So they don't know how to express themselves. So some people will go, I'm a huge introvert. So for me, back into my shell. For others, that it might come out in different behaviors. So, it's about being compassionate and kind and embracing that sensitive side that we have. And if we can do that with ourselves, then we can send that energy to others to help them as well. It's all about growing, it's all about healing, um, and being gentle with ourselves. So these are great reminders for us today. Um, Especially, I believe it's Wednesday next week. So we're approaching the full moon again. So energies might amp up between now and then. So looking at the things we want to release is so important. Understanding as we're working on ourselves, these are some great tips in the other cards and messages on things we can do for us. So, as we start to embrace our sensitive side more, we're going to open up our heart chakra. And I actually, earlier this week, Alicia Lukics Hall runs, she does readings and she does them differently than I do. And I reached out, I felt drawn to reach out to her for a reading, and she does 7 card readings, and then she gives you an activation message. And it was so interesting and so cool. I actually shared it with a couple of my friends. Um, but hers was focused on opening my heart chakra more, which to me, it's opening up that sensitivity more, allowing myself to be vulnerable and be okay with that, because sometimes we need to do that in order to grow. It helps us to release the things that we hold on to and really empower ourselves to be who we're meant to be and not allow others to stomp on that. Good morning, Elaine. How are you? So it says the answer that you seek is in your heart right now. Be open to giving and receiving love. Elaine, you're asking me if I'm feeling better. So tell me what you think. I'm feeling much better. I actually found out a few people I know had really bad headaches yesterday. So it must have been, we had some rain and thunder yesterday. I'm thinking it was just the air pressure. Feel great today. But thank you for asking. Um, So this is about being open to giving and receiving love. So in order for us to do that, we need to open up our own hearts and be able to feel that for ourselves. And this is where the self-care comes in. You know, we need to realize how important we are, how loved we are. Um, and we need to give that kindness and compassion to ourselves first. And then energetically, we share it with everyone we meet. What they do with it is their own. But for us, sending that energy helps to raise the energy vibration of the universe and helps to promote healing and self healing. So, this card also came up this week. It says, have you asked your angels for help with this? So I don't know who who missed my live the other day that needs to hear this message. Every morning I thank my angels. I ask them for help. I ask them for guidance. I ask them to show me what it is I need to focus on today. What is it I need to do? What is it I need to know? What do I need help with? And I ask them for help. And it says, your angels want to help you with this situation. However, they require your permission before they can intervene in your free will choices. So, how many of you ask your angels for help with something? Um, I'm trying to remember where I saw it, but somebody recently posted something that really resonated with me about our angels and asking them for help. And actually, it might have been one of the cards I drew with a message in it. And it's about our angels being there to want to help us, to want to guide us. And we have free will. But we can ask our angels to carry our troubles and our burdens for us. We can ask them to help us heal from these so that we can release what it is that we know that no longer serves us. So, oh, Elaine, you needed to hear that card. I think working with our angels is great. I love working in angel energy. There's even crystals that you can get to help. I just want to see if I have one here. I've been taking my crystals on road trips with me when I'm out in the community. But I have a really nice piece of angelite crystal that I love to have with me when I'm working with clients, because the angel energy is so powerful and so healing. So the next card is, so sometimes when we're sensitive and we are starting to awaken and trying to find our purpose and figure out what it is we're meant to do, we get nervous, we get anxious, we get filled with emotions that can make us feel off balance sometimes. So this card says, if you get nervous, focus on service. Um, Put your entire intention on answering the question, how can I make the world a better place? And the law of attraction will automatically take care of your needs. So last year, and unfortunately the program's not running this year, um, I was working through a lot of stuff last year and this year. I thought last year was a huge year for growth for me in terms of healing and raising my energy vibration, really connecting with my heart. But this year has been huge. But last year I was working through some things as well. And one of the things I did was I volunteered for a program in the community called Out of the Heat. So to me, it's really important to help others in our community, to create community. We're all connected, we're all one. So when we are working on healing ourselves, we're helping others as well. So I decided to volunteer there in the morning shifts, and to me, I was able to give back, and that was my intent. But I also was struggling with a lot of things myself. So being able to help others really helped me to feel better as well. And I was really hoping to do it again this year. It's a summer shelter program for some of the homeless in our community. And this year they weren't able to run it because of the virus and restrictions that are put in place. But I've been finding other little ways that I can help because that program's not available. So another thing we can do when we get nervous and we want to really get in tune with our heart is focus on our hobbies. Just trying to, there we go, hobbies. So what hobbies do you have that really help? I find when we're able to open and use our right brain more, that it really helps. For me, it really helps to have that flow of energy with the universe, with my angels, and really connect more with my intuition instead of getting into my left brain, or I like to look at it as my conscious mind, where that's where the anxiety will come in. It's all the ego stuff, where I might feel anxious, I might get into overthinking. So, meditation and self care help us to be in the moment and be present. But some of us really feel that anxiety, especially if we're sensitive and we're feeling the energy of the universe. And there's a lot of uncertainty out there, and energetically there's a lot of negativity out in the universe that can really affect us. So focusing on our hobbies can help us. It can help to bring us to a place of peace, a place of joy, help us to be creative, so really using our right brain. And this can bring us into that mindset where we feel good. So I have two more cards. This one is from the Love Yourself deck, and it says, my mind is a powerful healing tool. It says, every day I choose to send loving, healing energy to the planet. What I do with my mind makes a difference. And that is so true. Good morning, Becky. How are you? So our thoughts, both conscious and subconscious thoughts send messages out to the universe. And as they do that, the universe sends us our experiences. So sometimes we're sent things to help us to clear things out of our path, out of our life, so that we can move forward. Other times, maybe there's some stuff stuck in our subconscious mind. And this is all to me, the stuff I'm working on right now is a lot of the childhood stuff. So, being bullied, um, hiding in my shell and not being true to who I am. So all these memories from childhood come up. And then as I work through them, the universe brings people into my life to help me. So I think that has been a huge challenge for me this year. And because I'm so sensitive, some days I just want to crawl back into that shell and be that scared little girl who didn't have a lot of didn't have a lot of confidence, didn't feel empowered, and understand that healing and how that all comes about and how I work through it. So, working on our subconscious is really important. And that's where affirmation work can help us as well. I spend a lot of time working on affirmations and even putting notes up around for myself, or even on the background of my laptop or on my phone. Just having those reminders are so important. When I was in training with Sam Black to become a coach, one of the things that she came up with was having post-it notes. I was just looking to see if I had any here. I don't. They're in my bag. And writing, I am. So I am happy. I am worthy. I am important. I am loved. And put them somewhere where you're going to see them every day. So one of the things she had talked about in class was the bathroom mirror. How many times a day do we go into the bathroom? And just to see those messages, and then, you're seeing yourself in the mirror. Um, Very, very powerful, very healing. The last card today, this is also from my Crazy Sexy Love Note stack. It says to choose love. So if you're struggling with an obstacle or conflict, choose a path of love. Suffering, doubt, and frustration all transform in the presence of love. Show your love openly. Show your love with no strings attached. It's safe to give and receive love. In fact, if you have a hard time with self love, start outside of yourself and work your way in. Showing love to others can be a gateway for loving yourself. And that's so important and so true for us. I always try to respond from a place of love. So sometimes it's more difficult than others. We're all human, and we all have these experiences in our life that can trigger us. So when I look at choosing to respond from a place of love, um, sometimes it's love for myself and having to set boundaries with people. Sometimes it's being able to show compassion instead of having someone trigger you. Um, have a great day, Elaine. Um, so when we're looking at that path of love and our response in love, sometimes it's allowing us to release some of the things we're holding on to look at things from someone else's perspective, because we all have our own perceptions on things based on our experiences in this life and based on how we feel about ourselves in that moment and the things that are going on. So choosing from a path of love is so important, and it helps to keep us in alignment with the things that we are manifesting and working towards on our path. So choosing love is a great example of how to be and how we can work on our own healing. We all have the tools to do this healing, and sometimes we need the guidance and support of others in the community. But it's all about the healing, and that we take ownership for our own healing and responsibility for it, um, but also being able to help others when they need it. That's what community is about. That's what raising the universal energy vibration is about, and creating that environment that is based on love, compassion, and kindness. A place where there's no room for fear or anger to exist because we're working through that. So I'm going to leave those messages with you for today. It's Friday, so I don't know if I'll pop in on the weekend. If not, I will be back on Monday. So have a magical day.